I'm going to do another array problem from Cal Academy. Here it is. Given an array, return two arrays such that one array is the sum of n minus 1 elements, and two, the second array is all of the elements minus the sum. So what does that look like? We're given an input of integers where we have 3, 4, 5, and 12. Our output should be this jagged array with one array representing the sum and the second array representing the rest of the elements excluding the sum element. Okay, so how are we going to identify which is the sum and which are the n minus 1 elements? Well, what we can do is sum all of these digits together, which all of these digits together would give us 24. The sum of all of these would give us 24. And basically what we would do is we would iterate through each one of these, take this sum, and subtract it by the current number we're at. So if we're on 3, we would do 24 minus 3, which would give us 21. And then we take this difference and check to see if that difference is equal to this current element. Is 3 equal to 21? No. So then we move on to 4. We ask 24 minus 4. Is 20 equal to 4? No, it's not. So we move on to 5. We ask the same thing. 24 minus 5 equal to 19. Is 19 equal to 5? Nay. We move to 12. 24 minus 12. Is 12 equal to 12? Yes, it is. Check. It is. So this is how we would find the sum element. What do we do once we find that? Well, once we find it, we want to store it in an array, which we'll call, we could just call a cum for short, for accumulator, or accumulation. And then if the current element doesn't look like the difference, we'll store it in another array, which we'll call elements for short, to represent the n minus 1 elements. So let's do that. So the first step we said was we're going to sum all this together. So we're going to create a variable, we'll call it sum, and we'll set it equal to the reduction and summation of our given array. Okay, so that should output 24. Then we'll create two empty arrays, one called a cum, just call this a cum, and then we'll call this one elements, or elms. And they're going to be two empty arrays to represent these. So a cum, this is going to be the actual number that equals the accumulation of all the integers. And then we're going to have this other array that's going to store all of the other integers. Cool, so we have a cum and elms. Then we're going to loop through into the int array. So we're going to say for let I equals 0, I less than the int's length And then inside of here, we're going to check if the difference of the sum and the current element is equal to the current element. So we'll create a variable, we'll call it diff for difference, and we'll say sum minus int at I. And then we'll say if diff is truly equal to the current element, and we're going to push into sum array, which is called a cum. Else we're going to push in to the n-1 elements, or the elms. And then at the end of this, we should have 12 in its own array and 3, 4, 5 in its own array. So at the end, all we will do is return both of those inside of this array literal, and this should give us